Imagine racing hundreds of kilometers on a machine made of wood. No pedals, no gears, no brakes. This is where cycling began. For centuries, humanity dreamed of faster, more efficient travel. We tamed horses, built carriages, and then, in a world facing a severe transport crisis, an unlikely invention sparked a revolution. This isn't just a story about bikes, it's a saga of human ingenuity, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of speed and freedom. Prepare to journey through time from crude wooden contraptions to the high-tech spectacles of the modern peloton, and discover how two wheels changed the world forever. The early 1800s in Europe were a turbulent time. A volcanic eruption thousands of miles away in Indonesia had blotted out the sun, causing widespread crop failures. Horses, the primary mode of transport, became scarce and impossibly expensive to feed. It was a crisis that demanded innovation, and in the heart of Germany, a visionary named Karl Dreiss stepped forward. In 1817, he unveiled his astonishing creation, the Laufmaschine, or running machine, which we now know as the Draisine. This was no bicycle as we recognize it. It was a simple wooden beam connecting two wooden wheels with a rudimentary steering mechanism and a saddle. To move, a rider simply pushed off the ground with their feet, like a child on a balance bike. It was cumbersome, uncomfortable, and definitely not fast, but it was revolutionary. Suddenly, a person could cover ground faster than walking without relying on a horse. The public reaction was a mix of awe and amusement. People gawked at these strange contraptions, watching riders wobble and push their way along cobblestone streets. It was clumsy, yes, but it was a seed planted, a hint of the personal mobility that was yet to come. The Draisine, despite its limitations, proved one crucial thing: human power could propel a vehicle. It ignited a spark, and that spark was about to catch fire. Fast forward to the 1860s, and the next big leap arrived from France. The Velocipede, often nicknamed the Bone Shaker, emerged. This machine finally incorporated pedals directly attached to the front wheel, eliminating the need for riders to push with their feet. Imagine that, no more constant scuffing of your shoes. But don't let the word pedal fool you into thinking it was comfortable. These early velocipedes were brutal. They featured heavy iron frames, solid rubber, or even wooden wheels, and absolutely no suspension. Every pebble, every crack in the road sent a jarring shockwave straight through the rider's body. Your teeth rattled, your joints ached, and your backside took a pounding. Yet, despite the discomfort, the thrill of self-propelled motion was intoxicating. It was still a crude machine, a true test of endurance, but it firmly established the pedal-driven concept, paving the way for cycling to become not just a novelty, but a genuine mode of transport and eventually a sport. The Bone Shaker may have been uncomfortable, but it ignited a fervor. Suddenly, people realized the potential of this new form of locomotion. Cycling was no longer just a curious invention, it was becoming a cultural phenomenon. Clubs began to form across Europe and America, where enthusiasts would gather to ride, socialize, and crucially, race. These were the first organized cycling events, drawing crowds and fostering a competitive spirit. Then came the iconic penny farthing. Appearing in the 1870s, this bicycle, with its impossibly tall front wheel and tiny rear wheel, became an instant symbol of the era. To ride it was to ascend to a new height, both literally and figuratively. You had to clamber onto the saddle, often with the aid of a step, and once aloft, you were king of the road, looking down on pedestrians and horse-drawn carriages. The penny farthing offered speed and a smoother ride than the Bone Shaker, but it came with immense risk. Its high center of gravity meant falls were frequent and often spectacular, sending riders headfirst over the handlebars, a phenomenon grimly known as taking a header. Because of the danger and the sheer cost, it was primarily the sport of daring, wealthy young men. It was a status symbol, a thrilling adventure for those who could afford the risks. But the cycling revolution needed something more accessible, something safer. And by the late 1880s, it arrived the safety bicycle. This was the true ancestor of the modern bike, featuring two wheels of equal size, a chain drive connecting pedals to the rear wheel, and a much lower, more stable riding position. Suddenly, cycling became accessible to almost everyone. The risks plummeted, and the joy of riding soared. This transformation was further amplified by John Dunlop's invention of the pneumatic or air-filled tire in 1888. Imagine the difference. From solid metal or wood to a cushion of air, it was like riding on clouds compared to previous designs. The impact was profound. Cycling rapidly democratized mobility, offering freedom and independence to a much broader segment of society. Women, in particular, embraced the bicycle. It offered an unprecedented level of mobility, allowing them to travel unchaperoned and participate in activities outside the confines of traditional roles, contributing to significant social change and a new sense of liberation. The bicycle wasn't just a machine, it was a tool for progress. As cycling's popularity exploded, so too did the desire to test human limits on these new machines. It wasn't enough to simply ride. People wanted to race, to push themselves and their bikes to the absolute edge. The late 19th century saw the formalization of competitive cycling, moving beyond informal club races to grand, organized events that captured the public imagination. Europe, with its rich history of endurance challenges, became the birthplace of legendary races that still exist today. Imagine the grit required for the first Paris-Roubaix, known as the Hell of the North. Riders battled over bone-jarring cobblestones through mud and dust, pushing themselves across unforgiving terrain. Then there was Milan-San Remo, La Primavera, a monumental one-day classic covering vast distances, demanding incredible stamina and tactical prowess. These weren't just races, they were epic sagas unfolding on dusty roads, creating instant heroes out of men who dared to conquer them. But nothing, absolutely nothing, captured the public's imagination quite like the Tour de France. Conceived in 1903 by newspaper editor Henri Desgrange to boost circulation, it was designed to be the ultimate test of endurance, a brutal spectacle of human suffering and triumph. The first tour was an almost unimaginable challenge. 6 stages, each hundreds of kilometers long, often ridden through the night, with riders sometimes battling not only each other, but also saboteurs in the elements. There were no support cars, no finely tuned nutrition plans. Riders often carried their own spare parts, mended their own bikes, and sometimes even shared food with spectators. The extreme conditions, the sheer length of the stages, and the raw, unadulterated suffering forged legends. Early cycling heroes like Maurice Guérin, the first champion, became household names, their tales of superhuman effort passed down through generations. The Tour wasn't just a race, it was a grueling, month-long odyssey that captivated a nation, laying the foundation for what would become one of the world's most prestigious and demanding sporting events. It built drama and emotion around endurance, suffering, and the sheer audacity of human will. The turn of the 20th century marked the dawn of a new era for cycling, one defined by relentless innovation and an ever-expanding global reach. The foundational principles were set, but the machines themselves were constantly evolving. Gone were the days of single-speed, heavy contraptions. The introduction of gears dramatically changed how riders tackled hills and varied terrain, transforming strategy and allowing for greater efficiency. Frames became lighter, moving from steel to aluminum and eventually to sophisticated alloys, shedding precious grams and increasing speed. Aerodynamic designs, first subtly integrated, then painstakingly researched in wind tunnels, began to sculpt bikes and riders alike into sleek, air-slicing machines. This technological evolution wasn't just about speed, it was about pushing the boundaries of what was physically possible. As the bikes improved, so too did the global landscape of competitive cycling. International competitions and world championships flourished, drawing top talent from across continents. Riders from different nations brought their own styles and strengths, creating a vibrant tapestry of competition. Legendary riders emerged, etching their names into history. Fausto Coppi and Gino Bartali, their rivalry defining an era of Italian cycling. Eddy Merckx, the Cannibal, a force of nature who dominated nearly every race he entered. Jacques Anquetil, the stylish master of time trials. These figures transcended sport, becoming cultural icons, their stories of grit, glory, and sometimes heartbreak inspiring millions. The global spread of cycling culture wasn't limited to professional racing. As bikes became more affordable and reliable, cycling became ingrained in daily life for millions worldwide. It was transport for the masses, a tool for work, and a simple pleasure for leisure. The bike became a symbol of freedom in many developing nations, and a healthy pastime in more affluent ones. From the grand spectacle of the Tour de France to the humble commuter bike, cycling became a universal language, connecting people across borders and generations, proving that the simple joy of 2 wheels and human power truly has no limits. The pace remained engaging, driven by stories of these legendary figures and the constant pursuit of innovation. Today, cycling stands as a magnificent blend of tradition and cutting-edge technology, a sport and a lifestyle that continues to captivate millions globally. Professional cycling is a spectacle of athleticism and strategic genius, where every watt of power, every aerodynamic advantage, and every tactical decision can mean the difference between victory and defeat. The Grand Tours, the Tour de France, the Giro d'Italia, and the Vuelta a España remain the pinnacles of the sport, month-long tests of endurance, pain, and teamwork that draw colossal crowds and global television audiences. Riders are fitter, faster, and more specialized than ever before, pushing the human body to its absolute limits across mountains, time trials, and sprint finishes. The advancements in technology are staggering. Modern race bikes are marvels of engineering, crafted from carbon fiber that makes them incredibly light, stiff, and aerodynamic. These aren't just bikes, they're finely tuned instruments, costing tens of thousands of dollars, designed to extract every ounce of performance. Beyond the machines, data tracking and performance science have revolutionized training. Riders wear sensors that monitor heart rate, power output, cadence, and even their body temperature, feeding information into sophisticated algorithms that optimize every aspect of their preparation and race strategy. Sports nutrition has become a precise science, ensuring athletes are fueled perfectly for the immense demands of their sport. But cycling's influence stretches far beyond the professional peloton. It has exploded as a global lifestyle. In bustling urban centers, the bicycle has re-emerged as a vital tool for mobility and sustainability, offering a green alternative to cars, easing congestion, and reducing pollution. Commuter cycling is booming, supported by improved infrastructure and public awareness. The rise of e-bikes has made cycling accessible to an even broader demographic, flattening hills and extending journeys for those who might otherwise struggle. And when the weather turns or time is short, indoor training platforms, complete with virtual worlds and social interaction, allow enthusiasts to ride with friends and train effectively from the comfort of their homes. Cycling today is truly multifaceted, serving as a fierce competition, a practical transport solution, a community builder, and a pathway to a healthier lifestyle for countless people around the world. The journey of cycling has been one of constant evolution, and its future promises to be just as dynamic and transformative. We're already seeing the emergence of smart technology integrated directly into bikes. Think sensors that monitor road conditions, navigation systems projected onto helmets, and AI-powered training partners that adapt in real time to a rider's performance and recovery needs. Materials science continues to push boundaries, promising even lighter, stronger, and more energy-efficient machines. Autonomous cycling technology might even revolutionize urban transport, creating safer and smarter shared mobility systems. Beyond the technological marvels, the sport itself is experiencing unprecedented growth in critical areas. Women's cycling, once a marginalized segment, is rapidly gaining prominence with more professional teams, increased media coverage, and bigger races than ever before. This growth isn't just about equality. It's about expanding the talent pool and making the sport more diverse and exciting. Global participation continues to rise, with cycling becoming a truly universal activity, embraced in every corner of the planet. Perhaps most importantly, cycling is poised to play an increasingly vital role in securing a greener future for our planet. As urban populations grow and environmental concerns mount, the bicycle offers a simple, elegant solution. It reduces carbon emissions, decreases traffic congestion, and promotes healthier communities. Cycling isn't just a sport or a hobby. It's a powerful force for positive change, driving sustainable transportation and fostering healthier lifestyles worldwide. It's a testament to its enduring appeal, a testament to humanity's drive to innovate, and a symbol of our collective desire to move forward, literally and figuratively. From a wooden running machine to one of the world's toughest endurance sports, cycling isn't just a way to move forward. It's a story of human endurance, innovation, and the relentless drive to go further. If you enjoyed this journey into the origins of cycling, subscribe to Origins of the Game for more stories behind the sports we love.